I work as a security guard. Not exactly a dream job, but it pays the bills. Long, quiet nights, barely any people around. Most of the time, nothing happens. Just me, coffee, empty halls, and hours to kill scrolling Reddit or rewatching old movies. I've always liked the night. The silence makes me feel calmer than daylight ever could. Walking home at 2 or 3 a.m., hearing nothing but the crunch of snow and the distant rumble of trains. That's the only time the city feels alive to me. I live alone, just me and my cat, Sam. Most nights he ignores me, but sometimes, especially at night, I swear he understands things he shouldn't. That night I came home around 2:30 a.m., empty streets, flickering streetlights, frozen silence. When I unlocked the door, Sam was sitting there, only he wasn't watching me. He was staring at the door itself. I hung up my coat, checked the locks and windows like I always do, then made some eggs and left the TV run in the background. Everything felt normal. Shower, old t-shirt, bed, and then I saw it. A missed call. The number on the screen was my own. Twice. At first, I thought it was a glitch. But then I noticed one new voicemail. I hit play. Silence. Then breathing. My breathing. And then a whisper. My voice. Don't open the door. I froze. Listened again. And again. Each time it cut colder into my chest. And then came the knock. Slow. Heavy. At my door. I checked the peephole. Nothing. An empty hallway. But the knocking grew harder, shaking the frame. I stumbled back, hard hammering, and locked myself in the bedroom. I hid in the closet, gripping my phone. Then I heard a voice. Don't be afraid. I looked up, and there I was, exhausted, red-eyed. But me, he said, it's not people at the door. It comes every night. It plays with you. It feeds on fear. I tried fighting. I tried running. There's no way out. I'm stuck in time. The door roared with another blow. Cracks spread to the window. I left that message, he told me. I wanted you not to open the door, but it always finds a way in. And when it does, don't look at its face. Just warn yourself, or the cycle will never end. The door exploded inward. Shadows, voices, faces all blurred together, flooding the apartment. I screamed and dialed my number. Don't open the door. The phone shook in my hand. My number again. I answered. Silence. Then breathing. My breathing. And I knew it was my turn. I leaned closer and whispered, don't open the door. In that moment I understood. I wasn't the first. I won't be the last. The cycle feeds on us. On fear. On repetition. Another knock came from the door. Slow. Patient. I threw the phone on the bed, but the screen lit up again. Another call. My number. And I thought, what if it's not me this time? What if the next one says something else?
A few months ago, I stopped by a garage sale on a cold autumn afternoon. The sky was heavy with low gray clouds. The air smelled of wet leaves and damp earth. Somewhere in the distance, a dog barked. Among dusty boxes and piles of forgotten books, I noticed an old police radio. Heavy, black, scratched casing, the numbers on the buttons almost gone. The owner told me, "It doesn't work, just junk." But for $5, I thought it would look nice on my shelf, next to the old lamp in my living room. Later that night, I was home, restless. My apartment was quiet, only the faint ticking of the clock and the low hum of the fridge. The yellow glow of my desk lamp spread across the room, making the shadows feel warmer, softer. I picked up the radio, turned the switch. First, silence, then the sharp tearing static. exactly what I expected. Until a minute later, a voice cut through the noise. Hollow, with a metallic edge, like it was echoing from under the ground. "She's awake. We're going in." Froze. The silence after I switched it off felt even heavier. I laughed nervously to myself. Probably just some ham radio guys. But then downstairs my front door slammed. Loud. Heavy. I live alone. No one was supposed to come in. I checked the hallway. The wallpaper smelled faintly of dust and old plaster. The lock was still sealed, but I knew what I heard. I turned the radio back on. Static burned in my ears. Then the same voice, closer now. "She can hear us." My chest tightened. I grabbed a kitchen knife and crouched behind the couch, my hands trembling so badly the blade rattled against the floor. I dialed the police. The beeps on the line dragged on forever, each one a needle in my skull. Then again the voice. "Her phone won't help." My breath caught in my throat. I ripped the batteries out and threw them onto the floor. But the static didn't stop. The radio hissed, alive, as if mocking me. And then the final words. "They're already here." That's when I heard footsteps. Low, heavy, echoing through the wooden hallway floor. Outside, rain lashed against the window, drops sticking in rhythm with the footsteps. The wind moaned through the cracks of the old frame, as if the whole apartment might collapse. The steps stopped right around the corner. Whatever it was stood there, waiting. I pressed my hand over my mouth, barely daring to breathe. When the police finally arrived, the door was locked, the windows sealed, no signs of forced entry. Just me, pale, shaking, and the silent radio. Threw it away. I don't keep any old devices in my home anymore. Not radios, not tape players, not even alarm clocks. But sometimes late at night when I put on my headphones to fall asleep, I hear faint static again. And sometimes, through the static, a familiar voice whispers, "She's awake again."
It happened last winter. The night was freezing. Outside, the wind howled to the trees, their branches scratching against the roof. Snow fell in soft bursts, brushing against the windows like faint whispers. Inside, the house was warm and quiet. My wife, my son, and I were asleep under thick blankets. At exactly 3 a.m., the doorbell rang. Not loud, not frantic, but steady, certain. The kind of sound that doesn't just wake you, it crawls under your skin. At first, I thought it was a mistake. Maybe a neighbor at the wrong door. But then it rang again. Slower, more deliberate. I got up, pulled on my robe, and walked down the hallway. The old wooden floor creaked too loudly in the silence. The air smelled faintly of cold. Our windows were never fully sealed. I looked through the peephole. Empty. Nothing but snow. I switched on the doorbell camera. The screen flickered to life, showing the porch bathed in the pale glow of the streetlight. Nothing there, just falling snow. But the ringing didn't stop. I was about to turn it off when I noticed a red warning. Recording corrupted. I rewound the footage just a few seconds, and my stomach dropped. There was a figure, standing directly in front of the door. The face was blurred, shifting in and out, like the camera refused to focus. I zoomed in, and my blood turned cold. The face was changing. 1 second it looked like mine, the next like my wife's, then like my son's. I stumbled back, my heart pounding in my ears. Then I heard another sound, a soft knock, 3 times, on the living room window. Polite, patient, waiting. My wife came out, pale and half asleep. I shook my head quickly. Don't go near it. We locked ourselves in the bedroom. I pushed the dresser against the door. My son whimpered in his sleep, sensing something wrong. We sat in the dark, listening. The doorbell rang again, and again. Each chime felt like a blade against my nerves. When daylight finally came, I checked. The door was untouched. Snow on the porch was smooth, no footprints, no marks. I turned on the camera. Every recording was gone, completely erased, all except one image the system had saved automatically. A photo of the figure, standing at my door, and the face was mine.